What's going on, guys, and welcome to the video you've probably been waiting for quite a while now on my channel. Yes, in today's video you are going to be able to pick my team for FIFA 16 career mode. So with FIFA 16 coming out in under 2 weeks, I'm going to give you guys to choose the team I'll be starting with in my FIFA 16 career mode. Now there are 5 teams to choose between, and in this video I'm going to show you the teams as you can see them on the screen here, and basically show you their kits from FIFA 15, sadly, the budget, the probable first 11 they could go with, and also the stadium they'll have in the game as well. But if you don't want to hear me talk about the teams, then just open up the description, click on the link to vote, and you can just vote and click on this video, and it's all good. But the first team in this straw poll is Aston Villa. So Aston Villa from the Premier League. If you'd like to vote for them, simple as you can, open up the description, click on the link to vote, click Aston Villa, and click vote. I'll show you how to vote for all the teams at the end of the video anyway, if you've never voted on any polls before on my channel. But Aston Villa, the first team, they'd be a really good side to start off with in the Premier League, of course. Obviously, club with a lot of history. In recent years in the Premier League, not been doing as good as a lot of fans would expect. But in the summer transfer window, they sold Christian Benteke to Liverpool, and they sold their skipper Fabian Delph to Manchester City. Wow, I almost got to say Manchester City. And because of that, I think they'd be a really, really good side to start with, because they're under transition right now. Tim Sherwood, the manager, has made loads and loads of changes to the squad, and they require quite a bit of work to get them into Europe. But even so, Aston Villa could be a really good side to start with from the Premier League, and they do have a real stadium in the game in Villa Park, of course. But yeah, Villa, I think, could be a pretty decent side to start with in the Premier League. Not a bad option. There are 3 Premier League sides and 2 Championship sides, and the second team is one of those Championship sides in Derby County. So Derby are the first Championship side in this 5-team straw poll. I think Derby will be a pretty solid choice. Last season they were trying to fight for promotion to the Premier League under Steve McLaren, now Newcastle manager, but they actually ended up missing out on the playoffs altogether. So Derby finishing in, was it 8th last season? I think it was, finishing in 8th. They'll require some work to get them back into the Premier League, and then obviously, hopefully, further than that in terms of Europe. So Derby County, a side starting from the Championship, not a bad choice whatsoever. I think they'd be a pretty decent side to start with. The only problem with Derby in this video, and you'll see with the second Championship side as well, is I don't know the budget, sadly, as I only know the budgets of the Premier League. But either way, Derby, not a bad side to start with in the Championship if you'd prefer me to start in the second tier of English football. Sadly, one negative with Derby as well is that they don't have a real stadium. Though the only team out of these 5 that don't have a real stadium. And I don't know about you guys, but I always like it when the career mode has the career mode team you're managing has a real stadium. Still, third team in this straw poll here, and it's Watford, who got promoted to the Premier League last season, finishing runners-up in 2nd place. Watford are the third team in this poll. I would really like to do Watford, if I'm being honest. They would probably be the one team I would vote for at this poll if I was voting, but it's your choice, obviously not mine. Watford, of course, is a newly promoted side. Obviously, they've signed quite a few players in the summer transfer window, including one guy coming in on loan in Ibarbo. That would be the probable first 11 for Watford I would run, but I think they'd be a really good side. They've been out of the Premier League, where they were out of the Premier League for several years until coming back into it this season. And Watford, I do believe, if I have any Watford fans out there, I'm sure they'll be able to correct me on this if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they've only had 1 season in Europe, and that was back in the 80s. So Watford obviously would need quite a lot of work. They're the newly promoted side in this 5-team straw poll, and I think they'd be a really, really good choice personally. They've also got a real stadium now, of course, in the game in Vicarage Road as well. So Watford, the third of 5 teams in this 5-team straw poll. The 4th team in this straw poll is the second Championship side, and that is QPR, so Queen's Park Rangers. And this is, of course, the side that you guys voted for in the final episode of One Season Challenge. I left the straw poll up for you guys to vote for. That was in yesterday morning's video, and you guys chose Queen's Park Rangers over Hull City, which surprised me a little bit. I thought Hull were going to do a little bit better, but still, QPR won by a pretty decent distance, and they are the 4th team in this poll. So QPR, maybe if you watch me in the One Season Challenge series and you like what I did with QPR, then maybe they'll be the team you want to see me start with. Obviously, a recently relegated side from the Premier League, came down last year. They would require a pretty decent amount of work. Of course, Chris Ramsey has seen a lot of players leave QPR over the summer, but one player did stay. That was Charlie Austin. He'd probably be the main man to try and lead us back to the Premier League if we started with Queen's Park Rangers, and they are the 4th team out of this 5-team poll. They've still got their real stadium in the game as well, which is kind of cool, in Loftus Road, so it's a real stadium as well. But yeah, QPR, like Derby County, starting from the Championship Championship. If you want to see me start in the second tier of English football, then maybe Queen's Park Rangers would be a good, solid choice. And the fifth and final team in this poll is Stoke City. So Stoke City, the Premier League, obviously got promoted several years ago now under Tony Pulis, now in real life under management of Mark Hughes. And Mark Hughes has made some pretty decent changes to the squad so far. As you can see, their squad right now, the probable first 11 lineup I could have, it would feature Xherdan Shaqiri, who Stoke signed in the summer transfer window. It's not a bad starter squad whatsoever for Stoke, and of course, in recent years, they were in the Europa League for one season. They got qualified for that by finishing runners-up in the FA Cup the season beforehand, and Stoke wouldn't be a bad side at all. You know, pretty decent starter budget to begin with as well, pretty decent starter squad. Stoke City, trying to get them up the table and trying to see them hopefully qualify for Europe and win trophies down the line. Stoke, I don't think would be a bad side at all to start with. I think they'd be pretty decent. Of course, they do have the real stadium in the game, the Britannia, which actually does look really nice as well. Stoke City, yeah, they'd be a pretty comfortable side to start with, pretty solid side to start with, and they'd be really fun to manage, I think. So Stoke City in the poll as well. That's the fifth and final team. Now to vote, it's pretty simple, guys, if you never voted before. Basically, all you got to do is open the description of this video, click on the link, and there'll be a little description next to the link, basically, with me just saying, you know, vote here or whatever, and just click on that link. You'll see this page on your screen once you open the link, and as you can see, it's got all 5 teams on there. All you got to do is pick the team that you want to vote for and click on the vote button, and once you've done that, you'll be taken to a results page, which you'll see in just a moment's time, and this is basically what you'll see once you've clicked vote on your team, and you'll see, yeah, it's a live results if you're really that bothered, and you'll see the results for all the teams as they are. Now, the poll is going to stay open for 7 days, so next Sunday at 9 AM the poll will close, and when it does, the winner of that poll will be the team I'll be starting with in my FIFA 16 career mode. So good luck for your team. Don't forget to vote. Click on that link in the description, click on the team you want, click vote, and you're done. So thank you for watching the video. Really do hope you have enjoyed it. Hopefully you're glad with the 5 teams I've picked. Don't forget to make your selection and choose my team for FIFA 16 career mode.